All right, I just thought I would make a quick video in response to, I just got an email. I don't know how I ended up on the list from some spamming stock website. So I'm not going to show you the name of the site or anything, wouldn't be right. But I did take a little picture of some of the recent winners they brag about. And here's the symbols, and then a new alert ready coming tomorrow. So I'm on the edge of my seat. But these things can really do you a disservice. And and probably doing me a disservice too, because we actually put out picks that are tradable and make sense. But let's go over some of these. One of them on the list is WSRA. Now these are what they claim are their recent winners that they put out, up 700%. I can only imagine that maybe they called it on this day and it went up. I don't know. I can't even tell by looking at it. You can see how choppy this chart is. It looks to me like maybe this day they were buying it, right? And then a few days later, they sent out the email and then sold to all the people that received their emails. That's my best guess. You can kind of see it. I don't know that. They call STHG an 1100% winner. It says recent, so I don't know if they mean on this pop or they must mean on this pop. Again, they were probably buying back here and then put out the email and sold to these people that someone was probably buying this at 2 cents this day, thinking, hey, it's going to 4 cents, at least I'm going to double my money. And over the next couple days, it's back down to 4/100ths. No, I mean, that's 4/10ths of a penny. So a lot of nonsense. YBTVQ. I mean, these are just untradeable. They claim 4,233%. They must have put out the email the night before this pop, okay? Where it went up to 0.039 cents. Again, they must have been buying it back here. They maybe wait a few months and put it out. I really don't know how it works, but these are untradeable. You get these emails, and also they're all either pink sheets or over the counter where you can't use stops. And even if you want to get filled, you find out you probably can't get filled when you're trying to sell it. SCNG, they brag about this one. Again, I'm saying they were buying back in here and then put out the email and then sold to these poor victims. And then look what happens the next day. It gets cut more than in half. I mean, gets mowed down. So these are scams, guys. And again, I think they probably make my business harder. Compare these goofy charts with some of ours that OREX, Akamai, DCTH, DirecTV, LNC, United Airlines, and if you look at all these, every one of these will average more than 1 million shares a day, and that's one of the stipulations that we have, is at least 1 million shares a day. So the people in our live trading chat room don't inadvertently move the stock and then catch the later people in our chat room, off guard, and one half of our room is selling to the slower half. It's not like that. That's why we make sure everything averages about 1 million a day at least, and usually most of them average much more than that. That way we can all participate. We give crystal clear triggers and stops. So my advice would be, if you get an email bragging about we called this one and it went up 400%, and we called this one, turn the other way. Delete that thing. As a matter of fact, another funny thing, on the day that they, probably the day before, the day they released the email, 2 million shares, but look at a week later, it traded 4,000 shares in a day. Look at preceding it, 25,000, 81,000 shares. I mean, just untradeable. You've got to have liquidity to make these trades. So let me find a couple more of those symbols again. STHG. Okay, that one, well, it trades at 2/100ths of a penny or whatever, so that's not a good example. WSRA, here's another good example. 56,000 shares. This day, 5,000 shares. So to put out an email bragging about these are absolutely untradeable. Anyway, I'm gonna stop babbling. Just be careful what's in your email box, because a lot of this stuff that sounds too good to be true absolutely is. You trade in something like United Airlines, 7 million today, and you won't find a day under 1 million shares. So you can pretty much take all you want. Bank of America the other day, we called that one for a nice trade. So 160 million a day. Normal stocks, you can place stops, you can do everything that you're supposed to be able to do when you trade. Those over-the-counter ones, just as a matter of fact, I have a quick example. Rhino, we all know that this thing got halted. I was actually watching this, and I took a personal not a call in my chat room, a personal trade at $2.57 in an IRA. Where's my drawing tool? On the day it finally came to open. Now this was halted for, I don't know, a couple weeks, and when it finally opened around $2, I nibbled on some. I tried to get 2,000 shares at $2.57. This is on the pink sheets, so I didn't mess with this in my chat room, but it's a great example, and I did tell the people in the chat room the story after the fact. I grabbed some around $2.57, tried to get 2,000 shares, and I only got filled 700, so I canceled the rest of the order. So I ended up with 700 shares, okay? And then on the very end of that same day, matter of fact, let me just go to 5-minute candles here. This is a great example of what I'm talking about. At the very end of the day, I saw this pushing, so I tried to sell half of them. Again, this was just playing around, and I haven't traded pink sheets in years, but just playing around in an IRA, and yeah, I shouldn't have sold any, but I just wanted to see if pink sheets were still the same as I remembered. So I put out an offer to sell $3.50. Again, I only had 700 shares. I didn't get the 2,000 I wanted at $3.18. Okay, I put out the offer once it hit 3 right here. Okay, so put out the 3.18, and in the last 5 minutes it went all the way to 3.23 and never filled my offer. And never filled. So that's just an example of you know, you might be sitting there if you were in a pink sheet trade and it's trading higher than you're trying to sell it. Or if you're trying to sell it and it's tanking and it still won't sell, you might sit there and think, who can I call? This is not right. Well, guess what? It's not right. It's the way pink sheets are. And there's nobody to call. So that's why we just don't trade them. But, you know, just playing around. That gave a great example of, and a quick reminder why I don't mess with pink sheets. It just traded right through. Was able to sell it much higher a couple days later. Had a nice trade out of it, but it's just a good example. So anyway, I'm going to quit babbling, and we'll talk to you later. We still owe you a free pick this week. Hopefully we'll get that out maybe tonight or tomorrow night. Have a good night.